How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. I've got an album review for you, and this is a brand new Grindcore project. This is Kill Division with their debut album, Peace Through Tyranny. Got awesome old school flavoured Grindcore artwork there. It kind of reminds me of the first couple of Napalm Death albums, first Terrorizer album, Extreme Noise Terror as well. I think, you know, you get the idea. The especially the old black and white, I guess, Discharge as well, bands like that. And yeah, there's the band there. And yeah, from those bands I've mentioned already, really, you kind of get in an idea of what bands sound like. Awesome CD there. I first became aware of this project. Well, I'll tell you who's in it first, shall I? And then I'll talk about that. But yeah, most notably, I think this is another brainchild from Gus Rios, who's in a whole multitude of bands. I guess, yeah, mainly known for ex-Malevolent creation, drummer, but nowadays he's mainly known for being in Gruesome with Matt Harvey from Exhumed, the death-flavoured project, death worship, you could say. And off the back of that, he's done. He did, what was it? It was Left to Die is what he's currently doing with Rick Ross, but there was that one before, wasn't there? There was it, Living Monstrosity, where it was him and Matt and James Murphy and Terry Butler from Death, and they did Spiritual Healing Fall. Now, same again, but with Rick Ross, who played on Leprosy and was in Massacre, and they're doing, this was a tour though, and they're doing Leprosy in Fall. So let's go through it. So also, you've got, so obviously Gus Rios on guitar. He's doing guitar on this, although he is normally, you know, known for his drumming. But you've got Mr. Carl Simmons on vocals, ex-Malevolent creation vocalist, known mainly, well, I say known mainly, these are the two albums he's done. I was thinking he's also in Hate Plow, but I didn't get those CDs out. They're back there. But yeah, he did Will to Kill and War Cult. Those that have been watching this channel for a while know I did the liner notes for the Repulsive Echo vinyl reissue of Will to Kill. Fantastic album. And yeah, I interviewed Kyle for those liner notes, and we've stayed in touch ever since. So he sent me a couple of demos from this real early on when the project first formed. I'm kind of keep it under your hat for now, son. And let me know what you think of this. And yeah, I was really excited to hear it. So Gus has been doing he was doing a few streams as well a while back. Him and I forget who it was with now. But there'd be two of them, and they would jam stuff, and they would do, like, you know, a couple of songs from an album, or it was like a live stream come podcast where they were playing live songs. And yeah, Carl actually joined them, did a few Massacre songs and a couple of Terrorizer songs, I think. But yeah, also you've got Jeremy Kling on bass, who you'll know from Inhuman Condition. He's also drumming in Venom Inc. now. He's just done their new album. And I'm not going to pronounce his surname. I'm just going to say Dirk. But Dirk, current Megadeth drummer, what are they called? Soilwork. He's on drums. So yeah, so you got Cole Simmons on vocals, Gus Rios on guitar, Jeremy Kling on bass, and Dirk, I'm not going to pronounce his surname because I'm only going to balls it up, on drums. We're on to a winner, aren't we, from that lineup alone. Gus was on, yeah, so Kyle did 2 albums with Malevolent Creation. Gus, I believe, had a couple of stints in Malevolent Creation, actually. He did a couple of live albums, but the only studio album he did was in Invidious, I was going to say Insidious. Invidious Dominion. Awesome album. And if you did get Dead Man's Path, if you are lucky enough to get the cassette edition of Dead Man's Path, again on Repulsive Echo Records, you get 4 or 5 bonus tracks on this, and they're demos of songs of this album with Gus on drums for that. So that's worth picking up as well. And I think he did a couple of live albums with them. Let's going to be here all night otherwise. But yeah. So, but don't forget. Oh, also, this one's to show off. This is another project Gus was involved in. I don't know if he drummed on this one though. He wrote all the music. Drums. Yeah, right. All guitars and bass performed by Gus Rios. Oh, he done a bunch of the drums as well. Yeah, so guitar, bass, and drums. Apart from a couple of songs where I think Alex Marquez did one. Tobias Gustafsson and Dirk Baburin. I'm going to balls it up. Yeah. So most of the drums, guitars, and bass, and all the music was written by Gus for Create a Kill, Summoned to Rise. This was a fantastic album. If you can track a copy of that down. Again on Repulsive Echo Records. But yeah, right. What I was going to say. This is not the first time Gus and Kyle have collaborated. Back in the day, back in the 90s, they did an album with the band Sickness. This is a Plague, Ornaments of Mutilation and More. So this is a compilation, I think. Yeah, this is the Ornaments of Mutilation, the album, and a couple of demos and odds and sods thrown in for good measure. This was a reissue on Vic Records. So yeah, I think this is like 94, 95 this came out. Then, in 2010, they collaborated on Upon Affliction. Inhuman. And I think there's a band picture in this as well. Let's have a look. Yeah. And pretty much the same, well, along the same lines as what we're getting here. So yeah, not the first time them two have worked together, but they always get great results. It's always great to hear Kyle on vocals. He's still got it. God bless him. And it's a great performance by all, really. All four people are on fire on this. Right, what do you need to know? The Grindcore. It's one of those genres. It was a genre I made myself sick on. It was basically, for about a year, Grindcore was all I listened to. I just went like as deep as I could go on the quest to find the most extreme band and the most, out there ridiculous band names with ridiculous song names and all the rest of it. And yeah, I did kind of make myself sick. And now I kind of just stick to what I've got like a bit of a top 10 that I stick to. Obviously, there's Napalm Death and Terrorizer, bands like that. The first Pig Destroyer album, Narcosis. I quite like Gadget, and there's another one that is Rotten Sound. They were really good. But yeah, I kind of just got a bit bored with it all. But what I really like about this album is that this takes it kind of got a bit sterile and a bit too technical for its own good in places as well. But what I like about this is if you take the first two Napalm Death albums or the first Terrorizer album, definitely. Maybe not the first Napalm Death albums more, I think, because those you haven't got 30-second songs on here, but you have got the average time is about 2 minutes. So let's quickly look at the song titles. Actually, yeah, you got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, minute and a half. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, a minute and a half, 2.5 minutes, maybe a 3-minute song. The whole album is 23 minutes long, and that includes a Terrorizer cover at the end, which is about 3 minutes on its own. So so you've got 10 songs blasted through in 20 minutes. So yeah, make of that what you will. But all the songs are great. All the songs are catchy. There's we are grinding. 1 minute, and then we've got a nice, you got a nice, the song breaks down into a good groove. God, I'm killing my voice there. Or a good little like chuggy riff. It's all perfectly paced, all perfectly executed. The songs are catchy, the songs are fun, and there's a nice there's a nice punk snarl in it all. There's a nice little punk attitude in there. And yeah, we're not looking to get the most technical riff or the most extreme riff. Here it seems they're concentrating on just writing good, catchy riffs that's going to make your head nod. And it's getting to the point of making a really good song. So it captures the sort of chaotic, sonic, just a sudden, like that sonic burst of energy that, you know, you terrorizers. I'm trying to think of more of an old school Brutal Truth. Not really. Maybe a bit of Brutal Truth. It captures that, like those early recordings. There's no, you know, that was done on tape. That was done on, you know, the drummer on those albums was drumming a million miles an hour, and you know he was drumming a million miles an hour. There was no, you know, oh, let's drop in a little bit here. You know, it wasn't done on a screen. You haven't got Pro Tools. You haven't got, you know, what's it called that they use now? Triggered drums and all that. So you've got that, just that, that energy, but it sounds very modern as well. So you can take an old school, I hate to use the word old school, but a classic approach with modern production, and you haven't lost either or. You know, both have got their merits. You know, let's not just shit on technology altogether. But yeah, you've not sacrificed the rawness and the energy and the, you know, the playing from those early recordings. By having a nice, clear production, you've not sacrificed none of the rawness either. They've struck the balance on this one, which I felt was lacking on a lot of grindcore when I kind of checked out on it all. But yeah, this is I'm really enjoying this. Again, it's good, solid grindcore, death metal with, you know, short, sharp bursts with good, catchy, almost punky, hardcore riffs with good hooks, good choruses. Well, it's not really choruses, but you know what I'm getting at. Good vocal patterns, good stuff that's memorable. And like I say, it just blazes through in 20 minutes. And it all just melds together nicely. So this is like they could just play this album in full, boom. And yeah, I'd love to see, you know, these are going to be the ultimate opening group with a quick 20-minute set. You know what I mean? Or if they did do a headline show, excuse me, they could do a couple of songs, I suppose, that are new and chuck a few covers in there for good measure. But yeah, it's I mean, between Gus Rios and Jeremy Kling, the two of them, it's hard to buy an album that they're not on at the moment. I didn't even realise I was a fan of them until I looked at how much of the albums of theirs that I own. I didn't even realise that they were on them. But it's really good to see Kyle back as well. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to get him on the channel. We're going to have a good catch up, and we're going to talk about this and talk about what else he's been doing and what's going to be happening in the future. I really hope there's a tour with this, but at least surely they could, you know, next summer they could do a couple of festivals or something. Let's see how. Well, it depends on you lot, doesn't it? You're going to have to go out and buy it, and it is well worth your time, especially if you're a Malevolent Creation fan. This is more than going to keep you occupied until they get their shit together and do a new album with whatever lineup they've got going on at the time. Oh, Darren Miller is now in Malevolent Creation. Who saw that one coming, eh? I got him on the channel just in the nick of time to do that. I was well chuffed for that. So, yeah, I like to think I played my part in that. So, well, I hope I didn't confuse you too much with showing off all those different albums. And, yeah, definitely check out Kill Division. It is a large espresso just injected into your temple and a big adrenaline shot in your balls. So, well worth listening to. Go check it out. Kill Division, Peace Through Tyranny. Peace Through Tyranny. Go get it. Well worth your time. So, thanks for watching. As always, guys, if you got this far, please give us one of them. It helps the channel out. If this is your first view, welcome to the channel. Go back and look at a few old shows. Check out the Malevolent Creation one, if you will. Death metal or classic rock and classic metal, I cover it all. So yeah, go and have a rummage through and watch some old videos and subscribe if you feel so inclined. And all the regulars, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.